Good evening, everyone. Quick look here at the North American equity markets. We did see another downtick in the broader equity markets today following some weakness yesterday, but of course, this on top of strength last week. There's no key directional driver to the downside today. The narrative really remains the same, that we've got some stretched valuations, that so many investors are already in the market, so therefore, where's the incremental buyer? There's also, of course, continued focus on the corporate tax rate in the United States increasing and higher input costs, which could put some margin pressure on companies' earnings results. Also, the global COVID trends are moving in the wrong direction, so taken all together, you are seeing these markets just trade a little bit off today as well as yesterday. Interestingly as well, we are in the midst of U.S. earnings season, and although many of the results have been strong so far, there's almost a bit of a lackluster reaction to the results, largely in part because the good news is probably already priced in. As it relates to the sector performance, the reopening trades, think cruise lines, airlines, etc., they were weaker today, and energy in the United States was really the worst performing sector. From a earnings perspective, we did get results from J&J. They beat on strong margins, but did not increase guidance. P&G beat, but margins did see a little bit of headwinds. So that might be a trend we're going to hear quite a bit about in this current quarter. And UAL, United Airlines, their first quarter earnings had a bigger decline versus expectations. Now, the key stock to watch tomorrow will be the earnings results from Netflix, which you got after the closing bells today. They did have a revenue and earnings beat. However, the net subscribers were significantly below expectations for the current quarter, and for the guidance of net subscribers, that was also below expectations. So that stock is trading lower in the after hours market. So that's going to be a key stock to watch tomorrow. Away from that, when we take a look at the Canadian market, we did see healthcare. So healthcare comprised of cannabis companies in Canada and energy stocks, the worst performing sectors on the TSX. WTI was down by 1.2%. The Canadian dollar was lower versus the US dollar. And just on the Canadian US front, the border is to remain closed to non-essential travel until May the 21st. As it relates to stocks to watch, certainly the railroads were front and central. We did see a rival bid from CN Rail for Kansas City. It is a $33.7 billion cash and stock bid, and CNI was down by just over 6% on the back of this. It's basically a 21% higher offer versus CP's offer for Kansas City. And of course, this goes back to the desire to create the first transcontinental railway. So we'll see who wins that bid. That story is definitely not over as of yet. And again, when we take a look at the Canadian economy and what to watch, two items I would just say. I've done 3 interviews today, taking a look at the budget. Don't get your eyes glazed over. There's a lot of really important, interesting key takeaways from politics, policies, the economy, what to be thinking about, whether it's increasing taxes or what the future generations are going to have to pay. So watch those interviews if you like on my YouTube channel, and I tweeted them out as well. And then what to watch as well. Tomorrow, we're going to get CPI data in Canada, and also the Bank of Canada, their interest rate decision and their monetary policy report. There will also be a press conference. So we'll hear from the BOC what they're thinking about in terms of, potentially raising rates at any point in the near future, and what they might do with the bond buying program. And all of that, of course, affects the Canadian dollar and the interest rate environment. So pay attention to that, and I'll have a recap for you tomorrow. Have a great night, and we'll see you then.